riding in the underground subway to the Wimbledon auditorium where we were in a great United Kingdom campaign. I was praying there in the subway and said, "Oh God, give me a sermon for the people in this London campaign tonight." And suddenly I heard God begin to speak. I pulled a pencil out of my pocket and a scrap of paper out of my briefcase. God said, "Write this down." The first time God ever told me to preach along this line. But once in every campaign, I've been preaching it since. I preached this in your Oakland campaign or something like this. No two sermons are alike. If I ever heard God speak, God said, "Son, tonight, this London meeting, I want you to tell these Londoners, I want you to tell the people that God is a killer." I thought, I've read that in the Bible. Where is it? God said, 1 Samuel 2:6. As I opened my Bible there in the subway, here's what I read. "The Lord killeth. He maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave, but he bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor. The Lord maketh rich. He bringeth low, but he lifteth up. He bringeth to the edge of the grave, but he lifts up. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust. He lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes, to make them inherit the throne of his glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he hath set the world upon them. He'll keep the feet of the saints. The wicked shall be silent in darkness, for by strength shall no man prevail. For the Lord maketh alive, and the Lord killeth." It was news to me. The Lord said in the meeting tonight, and I began to write, "Tell the people that it was I. Tell the people it was God who opened the fountains of the deep and opened the heavens and buried millions in a watery grave when they could have been inside the ark. Tell the people that it was me who burned Sodom and Gomorrah off of the face of the earth. It was me who killed the multitudes and burned them alive. But first, I sent angels to warn them of oncoming doom and destruction. Tell the people that it was me who killed Pharaoh in the middle of the Red Sea, letting the mountains of water fall in upon him. Tell the people that it was me who sicked the dogs on Jezebel." I thought, "Oh, Lord, you sick dogs on a woman?" Tell the people that it was me who even struck a woman. The Lord struck Miriam. The Lord struck Michael. And when he struck a woman like that, with leprosy, incurable disease, just think what might happen if he'd ever make up his mind to strike a man. Preachers are no exception. Tell the people that it was me who killed Balaam. But before I killed him, I opened his eyes on the mountain trail, and I let him see the angel of God standing there to warn him. Tell the people it was me who killed Ahab and Belshazzar when he dared desecrate the vessels from the Lord's house. Some of you are vessels tonight. You're vessels from the Lord's house. Yes, you are. God said, "Tell the people tonight that it was me who killed Ananias and Sapphira in the church in Jerusalem, that I knocked them in the head while they brought an offering." Oh, Lord, this is a revelation. Kill people in church. Kill church members in the midst of a mighty miracle restoration revival. Kill them in church. I said, yes, with a huge amount of money, laying it at the preacher's feet. Tell the people they're going to have to do more than bring bring their money. They got to bring it in the Spirit and bring it as I tell them to do it. Oh, Lord. It's like Michael, Miriam. He'll permit Balaam's enemies to kill him, or permit Ahab's enemies to destroy him, or permit Belshazzar's enemy to take his life. We've all got enemies. We've all got enemies. I've got 10,000 enemies. Most of mine are preachers that are jealous of what God's doing in my meetings. They're fearful that some of their saints are going to come to my meetings. Not get deceived, but find out they've been deceived. I've got 10,000 enemies. If God would ever turn me over to the will of my enemy, I'd be a goner. I wouldn't last no time. But God turned Ahab over to the will of his enemy. He turned Jezebel over to the dogs. He turned Belshazzar over to the will of his enemy. But some he just burned up alive. Some he just drowned with a deluge from heaven and from below. So God says, tell the people, I am a killer, according to 1 Samuel 2:6. After God draws a line for your feet, after he even sometimes make a little see Jenny preach you a sermon. This is why I believe in women preachers. This is why I believe in female preachers. God opened the mouth of the Jenny in Numbers 20 and let that little she Jenny preach that backslid preacher a sermon. He pulled out a club and began to beat the little she Jenny. And God opened the mouth of the ass, and she began to speak in his own language. A miracle. God performed a miracle to save that backslid prophet. And God opened the mouth of the little she ass. Said, Balaam, 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 what have I done unto thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? But even then he was a backslid in his soul and in his spirit. He didn't know it was God talking to him. To a Jenny. He said, if I had a sword, I'd thrust you through and through. He said, thou mockest me. He thought that was a Jenny talking to him. That was no Jenny. That was God talking to him. That was God ringing the old death knell. Ding dong. Ding dong. Ding dong. The sound of the old death knell wouldn't turn him around. He went on. Waiting and walking among the wounded and the dead. Days later, swollen corpses are laying on the battlefield everywhere. There lays a dead man. Died with his eyes open. I said, died with his eyes open. Who is he? This is the man that wouldn't stop. This is the man that wouldn't turn back. This is the man that wouldn't listen to the miracle message of the Jenny. But God in love and God in mercy opened the eyes of Balaam. He saw that angel standing in the path with a flaming sword. Did he turn around and go back? He said, I'm not going back. I'm going on. The angel let him go on. God let him go on to sudden death and doom and destruction.